Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. And in this video I'm going to be covering how to evaluate expressions in fractional form. So, expressions with a fraction bar. Now, when we evaluate an expression, we find the value of the expression, so what it equals once we work through it. So for our examples, we are going to evaluate the expressions when x equals 6, and for the second one, x equals 4 and y equals 7. So, let's jump into number 1, where we have 8x but with a fraction x plus 4. So now that fraction bar just means division. We have the numerator, or the top, divided by the denominator, the bottom. So we work through the top and then work through the bottom. So then we divide. So you can think of this as the fraction bar splitting the expression into two groups, the numerator and the denominator. So you can use the order of operations to work through all of these problems and we will get to our final answer. So now we know we have to work through both of them. We can start by first plugging in. So we're going to plug in our variable. So we have 8x and this is going to be, actually let's do it right here. This is going to be 8 times 6, like this. Again, if you have a variable next to a number or next to another variable, we are multiplying. So 8x and then the fraction and then x plus 4, which is 6 plus 4, like this. So now we have our fraction. We can start by solving the top and then the bottom. So for the top, we have 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6. So let's do it right over here. 8 times 6. So 8 times 6 is going to equal 48. So now we're done with the top, we can go to the bottom. The bottom we're going to do, of course, right here. So 6 plus 4 will equal 10. So now we have 48 tenths. And as you can see, and as I just said, the fraction line just means division. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide 48 by 10. So 48 divided by 10 will equal 4.8 as our final answer. So this is going to be the value of the expression once we work through it all. And this is also going to be our final answer. So this example was pretty easy. And for the second example, we have a bit of a harder one. Let's just move this all a bit out of the way so we get enough space for the second example. My bad, guys. Didn't grab the thing good. Like this. So, now we're going to go over to our second example. Now for our second example, we have y squared minus 9 and then a fraction line 3y minus x. And as you can see, we're going to evaluate x equals 4 and y equals 7. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug all of the values of the variables in. So we're going to do it over here. Oh, my bad. We're going to do it over here. So y squared will equal 7 squared. And then just minus 9. And now for our denominator, we have 3y minus x. So 3 and then the y, which is right next to the 3, so we are multiplying. So 3 times 7 minus x, which equals 4. So 3 times 7 minus 4. So now we got that all sorted out. We can start by solving the top and the bottom. So the first thing we're going to solve is the top. So we have 7 squared. 7 squared equals 7 times 7. My bad, guys. 7 times 7 will equal 49. 49. So now we know what this 7 is. So we're gonna do it in a couple of steps this time. So we have 49 minus 9, and then the fraction 3 times 7 minus 4. So 49 minus 9 is going to equal 40. So now we're done with the top, we can go over to the bottom. For the bottom, we have 3 times 7 minus 4. So we're going to do 3 times 7. 3 times 7 is going to equal 21. So we can write the 21 over here minus 4. And now all we have left to do is we have to do 21 minus 4. So we're going to take it over here, and 21 minus 4 is going to equal 17. So we have 40/17 over here. And I said you can just see the fraction line as a division, but not in all cases, because in this case you will get an answer with like 4 decimals, and then it's way easier to just keep it as a fraction for your final answer. So I would always check, if I were you, what the answer would be if you would divide, and just choose for yourself if you want to divide or just keep it as a fraction, because both of the answers are the exact same but just in a different number form. So this was basically the video, guys. 2 clean examples showing exactly how to evaluate fractional expressions using substitution. So if you find this helpful and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as always, this was Mr. Mathz, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.